guys, welcome back to the next video, and as promised this is the second part of the vehicle and custom hub part 1. So if you haven't watched that, I'll put the link in the description. Please watch that one first. So let's start with this one. Now when you unlock your devices for the first time at customization level 5, you will see this workshop option right here. So when you click on it, you'll start to see all the devices. Now these devices are common for all vehicles, so you can change your vehicles right from here. You can just pick say any vehicle and you can go back and the same devices will apply over here. Now devices are in a sense hybrid of your armaments and equipment. I will share how in this video throughout, but let's proceed one step at a time. So first of all, there are 6 devices that are divided into 2 categories. One would be for firepower and one would be for protection. So firepower are these 3: light weapon kit, engine mod kit, and light fire control. And for protection we have light armor kit, light protection, and power mod tech. Each of these 3 devices have firepower or protection plus one more buff for each troop type. So if you see light weapon kit is for rider squad attack. Same thing if you go for say light fire control, you have it for range attack. And engine mod kit is for infantry. Same thing, light armor kit is for infantry squad defense, and we have light protection for range squad defense, and naturally power mod tech will be for riders. So these are all 6 devices, and as you can see each device has 3 tiers. Tier 1 right here, tier 2 this one, and tier 3 this one. Now let's see one thing real quick. Each of these 3 tiers require this thing called tier 1 or tier 2 device blueprints. You can get them from different places. Tier 1 is more free to play friendly, where you can get blueprints from different places, like increasing your customization level. You can get some of them from here. Apart from that, there are certain other events in Rapid Revolution like Rapid Link. This will give you some tier 1 device blueprint as well. And apart from that, you can get some from Vehicle Challenge. Now tier 2 blueprint, you can unlock them from Pro and Ace Racer. You can see that tier 2 blueprints are right here. Now answering a quick question, is Pro and Ace Race Course pack worth getting or not, since it gives you the vehicle Dicky Z4? In my personal opinion, it is worth getting. The reason is not the vehicle. The reason is T2 device blueprints. So let's get one thing right at the gate. The real deal behind Custom Hub is not the vehicle itself. It is the devices. So having a higher tier device will give you better attributes. They will be costly to level up, but the attributes will be better. So if you can unlock T2 devices, which arguably are cheaper in this Rapid Revolution event, I would recommend you to get T2 devices for at least either your firepower or protection, whichever one you are going for. And so far, tier 3 blueprints are available from only one place, which is Weekly Vehicle Mod Pack. This you can find in your mall. It is one of the packs over here. As you can see, you can get 4 for $5. You have to eventually collect 400 to unlock that particular tier. Now let's talk about leveling up each of these devices. Now every tier you can basically forge and start leveling up. For leveling up you need 2 particular materials. One is high carbon steel and another one is premium metal. These in a sense are like carbon steel and defensive fabric that we have for equipment. So these you can get from different events like Radar Station and some of these packs. One place to get high carbon steel is one of these premium packs. As you can see, you get 6 for $5. And right here you can see how it looks similar to what we have for carbon steel. You get 5 for $5. So it is kind of going to be similar to carbon steel in some sense. That's what it looks like. But we'll see how it goes. Other than this, it is expected to be added in other different events. I'll talk about this in a minute. And one thing to note, so far there is no limit to how many levels you can upgrade a particular tier device. So you can pretty much go as high as you want to till the point you have material available. Now let's talk about something very fundamental. If you click on exclamation mark over here, you'll see first point says bonus attribute of equipped devices will take effect. and higher the device level or tier, the more bonus attribute you'll get. Let's see for an example. If I go in light equipment kit, I can, if I have this particular thing forged, let me forge it. If I don't use it, any buff that this particular device provide will not get counted. Similarly, say if I put on use, this particular, all these buffs are not getting counted when we actually put that particular vehicle out on the field. So make sure you click on use to actually use it. Now, second point is very evident from the previous video. Every component of a vehicle have only one customization slot. So attributes from only one customization will take into effect, and that will get stacked with all the attributes that you get from each of the device. Now, when we are talking about attributes, there are certain attributes that are known to us already. Like for example, squad attack or squad defense, travel speed that we saw in components. But there are two new attributes that we have for devices. These are called firepower and protection. These are basically similar to lethality and block that we have in armaments. It does say that every 10 squad firepower will increase your squad attack by 0.1%. Similar thing for protection, it will increase your defense by 0.1%. For example, if we say you have total of 100 firepower on your devices combined and your vehicle component combined, then you get a 1% buff. Same goes for defense. Now, what do firepower and protection do? If your firepower is more than the target squad's protection, it will give you something called a barrage effect. What it does is, depending on the difference that you have in firepower and protection, it will give you higher percentage of final damage dealt to the squad. When it says final damage, it does seem to affect all the kind of damages. I'm not going to count skill damage because that's something different, but it doesn't specifically imply that. It could very well apply on skill damage as well. But we know that at least basic damage or counter damage should get counted in that. So with this, if you are more on defensive side, go for more protection so barrage effect won't trigger. Or if you are more on attack side, see if you can have a certain level of protection available to mitigate some of the enemy's firepower. Now, some of the similarities that we see already between devices and equipment and part. First of all, the buffs or say attributes are very much fixed. And when you increase the level, it will increase that particular buff. Say for example, if I go to say protection, if I increase the level, my squad protection will increase. The same thing that we have seen in equipment. The same thing actually happen in armament as well. When you upgrade the armament, these particular buff increases. And similar to armament, if we dismantle, say for example, any of the armament that you are not using, you can obviously go and dismantle them. Same thing you can do over here. If I'm not using this particular level 1, I can just recycle it. And unlike armaments, you get all the materials returned to you that you used to level up that particular tier device. That's one thing that's different. I'm going to put a link in description for my armament video where you can see the ratio of the returned material when we dismantle any armament. Now, blueprint, basically you can recycle these ones as well. If you have tier 2 available, the return price will be different. So that thing is also available. But I like this idea of returning all the material. That I wish was the case for armament, but it's not. But at least for this one, it is there. Now, all these parts are now known. There are some unknowns that are yet to be revealed. First of all, there is scope for more vehicles, more components, and more device tiers. So eventually you might see different more vehicles being added with different attributes or components. Another thing that is yet to be revealed is more places where we can get the high carbon and your premium metal. So far it does say radar station and some of the events that we have in Rapid Revolution. But like carbon steel and defensive fabric, we can obtain from Antpeed or Wasteland Store or Hiveman rallies, some of those places. It is very much likely that these particular material will be available from other places as well. So what are my takes on all of this? First of all, for price point, these buffs are really good compared to armaments, definitely, and equipments, obviously. And I do like the part where the attributes are not luck based. Like in armaments, it's your luck when you're gonna get a certain attribute or not. This is, I would say, a little more better in that sense. What I hope from all of this is they bring these upgrade materials more free to play friendly, because if they become more costly to upgrade, it is kind of not that good for free to play players. And with that, I think I covered everything about devices. If I missed anything or you have any doubts, you can always ask me in the comments, or you can reach me in the game. I'm in region 313 right now in Alliance NFG. And with this, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video very soon.